This is Christina back again with another Monster High review for you. Today I have another doll from the Freaky Fusion line, and that is Sirena Von Boo, or Sirena Von Boo? I'm not sure. And Sirena is another new character just like Avia, and she is a hybrid of a mermaid and a ghost, which is pretty interesting. Don't really know how that worked out, but you know, don't think too hard about it. And just like Avia, her box is exactly the same. Big clear window with the lightning bolt shape and the designs on the sides. And she has a really cute cartoon of herself there as well. I really like the art for this line, actually. I think it's really attractive. And on the back here it says that she's 17 and that, well, I guess some monsters think I'm a bit of an airfin, but what I actually am is a daydreamer. I'm always floating away in my thoughts on land or sea. I like that. I think that's fun. So let's get her box open and have a closer look. A bit tricky. Okay, there we go. And here she is on her cardboard backing. As you can, this way you can kind of see how everything is laid out in the box. We've got the doll, the brush, and the diary. And as with Avia, Sirena does not come with a stand because you can see right here, it's advertised that she can stand on her own. I remain skeptical about that, but we will see. Okay, so there she is. So I'm going to change the camera angle a little bit so that you can have a better look at Sirena and not at me. And I will be right back. Okay, and here I am back with Sirena. And it might be a little bit hard to see, but she is actually standing on her own. She's not leaning against my backdrop, even though it kind of looks like she is. It's not necessarily the most sturdy thing, but it is possible that she will be able to stand on her own when you get your hands on her, so that's pretty cool. So let's just have a quick overview. So starting with we have her face, and it's probably going to be hard to see in this video here, but her skin is actually kind of like this really neat, like translucent, pearlescent, has a really lovely shimmer. And as always, there will be photos up on my blog, christinaarticulates.blogspot.ca, with lots of great detail. And you can see here that her eyebrows kind of look like fins. Her eye makeup is yellow with like a soft peach, and her eyes are actually kind of really cool. They're white, but they're like filled in with blue bubbles, so they give the overall impression of it being blue. Her lips are a really nice soft purple color, which goes with the purple in her kind of fantastic mane of hair, which is purple and blue. It looks a little fuzzy, like a little Laguna texture wise, but we'll see after I give it a, again, this is right out of the box, so we'll see what it looks like in a bit after I've given it maybe a wash. We'll see. And then she has 3 twisted rope braids off to one side. And then moving on down, she is wearing a pretty straightforward top. It's just like a one shoulder sort of situation with like tentacles and bubbles, and it's actually, I lied, it's not straightforward, it's really, really cool. And then the shoulder is made out of 2 layers of like one is a tulle fabric and the other is like a fishnet. And so that's pretty much it for her clothing, because the rest of her body is obviously this pretty cool tail, which fades from a pearlescent white on down to a black at the bottom, and then the fin is a sheer black, and it actually is articulated in two directions. Both the front and the back fin can open. And she's wearing this like chain thing over top of her tail, which I guess is for her ghostly heritage, and that is removable. And she is articulated at the waist, sort of, but she doesn't have any kind of knee joint at all. And then on her arms, she has these, I don't know what you would call these little fins, I guess, really interesting fins. And then around each wrist, she has, you know, sort of like dangling, I guess, kind of like chain, but they're just actually made of string. And then her hands are very similar to Laguna's. They have the webbing, except there's some ridges in her webbing, which I don't believe Laguna has. And they are like a translucent black, which again fades into the black from the white of her arm down to the black of her hand. And then she has one huge chain earring, and just a simple one huge chain earring, and then a simple like pearl earring on the other side. And her ears are again similar in style to Laguna's with the fins. And then she has a chain necklace. And so that's basically it. But let's just see if I can show you a bit of how she stands. Garrett Sander himself of Monster High design fame did say on Tumblr that she's supposed to stand with her fins closed to give the impression that she's kind of like floating. And that's possible. It does work. But she's a little... No. I had it. There. Look at her. Look at that. Standing on her own like a champ. I think it'll depend on the surface you have her standing on, how level it is, all that sort of thing. But it is totally possible, but also you can totally put her on a stand. There's nothing about her body that would prevent you from doing that if that would make, you know, would make it easier, which in all likelihood it will. And I think I'm really excited to take some close-up pictures of her for you guys, because I think there are a lot of details on her body that are just not coming across on this film. She's really got a neat texture to her skin that I can see. And if I just have a quick look, oh, and she has some paper on her torso, probably to prevent staining from the shirt, because her skin is very fair. And she has like a really neat, I don't know how to describe the texture, on her lower sort of, like the scale texture kind of continues up from her tail onto her lower abdomen. And again, that's something that I'll be able to show you better in a photo than I can here. Yeah. And again, now I'm just noticing more details on this top. It's like overlaid with this like neat like green mesh on the front, and you can see like the tentacle design really well there. Yeah, she's really cool. Oh, and there's like plastic stuck in her hair. Yeah, she's like a real fish. Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of fun to be had with this doll. I think she's beautiful. And again, there she is standing on her own. I think she's another sort of design accomplishment like Avia was. And I think I really want to take her outside somewhere to like the beach. Look at that. Yeah, she's really cool. Yeah, so I guess that's really all that I have to say about Sirena. Yeah, she's beautiful. She has kind of crunchy hair, but I think it'll be okay with a wash. Have to try and keep this curled in there, which is really, really well gelled. But you know, overall, I am incredibly pleased with her, and I think that Monster High has really outdone themselves on this Freaky Fusion line. And so that's it from me today. Please stay tuned. I have another couple of dolls lined up to review for you. Maybe I've got some Ghoul Sports, and I've got, I have a birthday on the weekend, so I may be getting a doll or two. We'll see. So stay tuned, and please check out my blog for more photos of the lovely Miss Sirena. See ya!